Good evening. I'm Tad Knightley. Thank you for joining me live for this newscast. Of all the things that we could report on that happened today, there's one thing that's consistent. We want you to be afraid. If you haven't gotten that yet, if you haven't figured out from watching newscasts your entire life that the first 5 minutes of the newscast are to make you to be afraid. Be afraid for your children's lives, be afraid for your lives. Be afraid in traffic, be afraid of the weather. Be afraid of the next thing that you have, be afraid of the thing that you don't have. Be afraid of the people above you on the socioeconomic ladder, and be afraid of the people below you on the socioeconomic ladder. Be afraid. Do everything that you can to buy your way out of fear, to model some sort of comfort, but be afraid even while you're doing that. While you're watching the news, why are you watching the news? You've tuned in to see what you need to be afraid of. It's important to you to find out what to be afraid of, and it's very important to us to let you know to be afraid. Why else would we be here? For instance, there's a Caucasian male that's walking around the streets of Boise who's dressed in a tweed overcoat. If you see this gentleman, please be afraid. He's probably up to no good. If we could bring that up. There's nothing to fear about the white American male, such as myself, although I, Tad Knightley, represent the authoritative voice of authority. Unlike this guy, who, while still a demographic majority, should still at least be suspect because he's standing in this urban alley for no apparent reason. You should have been afraid of that person, and you should probably be afraid of the next person. The reason that you should be afraid of people is that you need to be unsettled. You don't need to be unsettled. We need you to be unsettled. We, the media, need you to be uncomfortable with most of the things that go on around you. That's why you're tuning in. That's what we sell. We sell fear. We sell fear to Ford, Chevrolet, Nike, to whomever. So we want you to be afraid and continue to consume. Be afraid of this person. There's no telling what a freak like this is up to. Can we roll that, please? The voice. Great. Spacey Hollywood is scary and unkempt. And so is spacey outer space. So, whoa there. The camera shooting this. At least the scary parts when dark vacuums and vortexes require clean suits and yellow and black warning tape everywhere. Because you can't help but look in the window and see me dressed like this. And why does this guy have long hair? What is it he's trying to tell us? Mid-body stuff. Is that a gun? Hippies? Long hair, space, you saw that tie. You can't trust people like that. Actually, who can you trust? Don't trust anybody. If you believe that somebody can be trusted, you've actually taken a step down the road to not being trusted, or something like that. I don't know. The point is that nobody's trustworthy, especially us in the news media, and you should endeavor to not trust anybody. That's the moral lesson that I'm trying to bring about. But the question comes up, what is the fundamental American character that you can trust? Perhaps you can trust a farmer. Perhaps this next highlight will focus on someone that is worthwhile. Can we bring up and show that next clip? The American farmer used to be a bastion of all American goodness until he lost his way. Like this fellow here. He does seem to be outstanding in a field, though the sunflower crop seems brighter than he does. As he overlooks the wide, vast plains of the American West, he's wondering what destruction did all his fertilizers and genetic mutilation do to the natural ecosystem. And he's stuck wondering how corporate farming pollution ruined his ideal place in society. That farmer is probably taking millions of dollars in subsidies from your pocket. There's no way to know what those people are up to, those farmers. Salt of the earth, my arse. I don't think that they're that good. In fact, I think that there's a cabal, well, maybe not cabal. People don't like to be in cabals here in America. But if you can't trust a farmer, at least you can trust professional athletes. Isn't that correct? The next video is about a professional athlete and telling us all of the good things that he does, probably with kids in hospitals, and all of the virtue that he brings about by playing professional sports for millions and millions of dollars. Take it, please. If I look down, that would be good. I'm normally not afraid of athletes, but I am going to see this mask attacking me in my sleep tonight. I don't like it one bit. He seems to be after me. Enough! Cut! Cut! I forget what we just did. I believe it was professional athletes. Those guys, I tell ya. Well, how about musicians? There can be nothing more scary than musicians these days, especially if they rap. Especially if they're into that gangsta rap, like our following story. Gangsta rappers and their angry-sounding music, their get-ups and their threatening gestures are meant to threaten and scare me, us, good wholesome Americans. And they use vulgar language too, and graffiti, and they wear their hats wrong, and they do this sort of stuff. Well, enough. Okay, athletes, farmers, musicians, they can't be trusted. They want your trust, and maybe you are them. I don't know. Actually, I don't really care. Our main concern at this point is foreigners. The next person represents an ambiguously foreign person, probably from somewhere around El Salvador. Or I don't know. But you obviously cannot trust this person or anybody that looks like them because they may be after something that you have and cherish, which is your own American insecurity. That's what they want. Can we take this? Who really cares? Does it really matter? Terrorist! That's all I have to do is say that, and they are one. And look at how this guy hides his face with that no-good newspaper. And he wanders into the crowd. Yes, sir, that's a terrorist. Okay, as you can see, nobody in America can be trusted, and you certainly should not be trusting the American media. You shouldn't trust anybody, your neighbors, your friends, your allies, your enemies. You shouldn't trust the foreigners, you shouldn't trust the musicians. You shouldn't trust sports stars, farmers, or Natalie-dressed people in tweed overcoats. You shouldn't trust anybody. In fact, the whole object of this thing is to get you to be afraid. I want you to be afraid constantly. I want you to always be afraid. And in fact, you should be afraid of me!
Hello, my name is Captain Black, the noted raconteur and cat wrangler. Halloween is a dangerous time. Every year, thousands of children fall victim to poison candy, razor blades and caramel apples, and creepy neighbors who use the anonymity of costumes to cop a feel. This year, fight back with these simple tips to keep you and your friends safe. First, and this is a good one, share with your siblings. When they get sick, you know it's time to throw that bag of slightly gummy Skittles away. Second, if you get a caramel apple, use a chef's knife to chop into it. If you find a razor blade, carefully eat around the blade and keep it for later use. And last, remember, if a neighbor or other creep touches you in a way that you don't like, grab and twist. If it turns out to be mommy or daddy, you're fucked.
I thought about coming as a maitre d' tonight because I have a tuxedo and all I need is a white towel.
62, 73, 89. Hut!
Actually, what you meant to say is hike.
Yeah, shut up. I was hoping you wouldn't correct me.
What now? All right.
All right.
Ready? No.
Introduce yourself.
Oh, yeah. I'm Owen.
I'm Steve.
Tell me about Halloween, guys.
Oh, God. I've always had a love-hate relationship with Halloween. You know, I enjoy the thought of getting dressed up in a really elaborate costume, but I never quite make it there. It's always pretty half-assed, just like everything else I do in life.
I kind of feel the same way, except for I have, instead of love-hate, I have a love-indifference relationship with Halloween. Because I also enjoy the thought of getting dressed up, but as is my wont, I generally put it off until the last minute and either do nothing or do something very low-key.
Tell me about some of your best and worst costumes.
Honestly, I can only remember a few, but probably the best one was when I was still living back east. I threw a crazy party, as I used to do all the time when I lived in a townhouse that my parents owned. it was half-assed completely, but I just took a shirt and I ripped it up, and I bought some red Kool-Aid because everywhere was sold out of fake blood, and so I was a zombie, and I don't know, it wasn't bad considering I spent like probably less than an hour making it.
And that is the problem, though. When you start planning your costume October 31st, usually.
Well, usually I just don't bother by that point. I don't even remember what I did last Halloween. How sad is that?
Sad as in, you're a loser, or sad as in your memory is failing you, or sad as in...
All of the above, sir. All of the above.
Last we saw Jack, he had convinced the devil to grant him a final pint before he paid his dues. Pick up the action at Ye Olde Wet n' Noodle. They finished their last pint in silence.
Hey, listen, Lucifer, I'm a bit light. Think you can take care of this round?
What? I didn't bring my wallet. I didn't think I need it.
Oh, hey, wait a minute. I heard you can change form, is that right?
Yeah, but I don't see how that matters now.
Listen, turn yourself into a silver coin and I'll settle our tab. Then it's off to your place, no more delays.
Well, I guess we don't have a choice. Okay, here goes.
Aha! You fool! I've got you now!
And with that, Jack put the coin in his breast pocket, right next to his cross.
Hey! Wait a minute! Get out of here! I can't take it! The cross! The cross!
For Jack knew that the devil loses his powers when confronted with a cross.
Hey, Barkeep, another round, please.
Hey! I know you can still hear me! How dare you!
Listen, Scratch, I'll tell you what. I'll let you out if you make me a simple promise.
I'm listening.
You have to agree to leave me and my soul alone for 3 years. No tricks, no funny stuff.
Okay, fine. Just get me out of this damn pocket.
Deal. Oh, and you gotta pick up the tab.
Trick or treat!
Whoa, hello! Happy Halloween, children. My, aren't we scary tonight? Who do we have here? A mummy? A clown? And a caveman? Aren't you all a rather tall bunch?
Yeah, we're tall. So what? Trick or treat. How about the candy, man?
And precocious, too.
Yeah, and we understand big words. Candy or you get the trick.
Now, young man, when I was your age, we would never speak to our elders like, ow!
I didn't bring this club for fun. Cut with the lecture and give up the candy or you get another trick.
Why, you gangbanging little shit. When I was a grunt in the Marines, I had little twits like you for... Ow!
Give me that candy.
I'll give you
something to suck on, alright?
Alright, that's enough! Clancy, get inside, you miserable shits! Get off my lawn!
Hey lady, we don't want any.
I said get! Damn it, Clancy, I told ya, I just loathe Halloween.